If you're new to fasting and you've decided on the 16-8 method, here's the best way, in my opinion, to start and carry on doing it so you keep getting results and can work your way into the longer fasts as you go along. I'm Damien, founder of Mobilize Health and Fitness, and today I'm going to give you the number one way I think 16-8 should be done to keep getting results. Okay, let's begin. First things first, you're going to choose the 16-8 window, obviously, so you need an 8-hour eating window. What are the rules around choosing a window? The best window is the one that suits your lifestyle, okay? A lot of people get caught up on when the perfect window is. Just make it suit your lifestyle, okay? If you follow that rule, it's pretty simple. You choose an 8-hour eating window and you don't eat anything outside of that window. Remember, sleep goes in the fasting window as well, okay? Don't try and add that to the eating window because obviously that's silly. What I recommend you do though is before starting 16-8, doing a 48-hour fast. Why would you do this? Basically, it's to get off sugar, okay? Most of you guys are going to have a sugar addiction problem. It's one of the only socially accepted addictions around. Yeah? If you're an alcoholic, people say you have a problem. If you're addicted to eating bad food, people just say you're undisciplined. It's stupid because it's an actual addiction. Okay? If you're gonna do the shorter fasting methods like 16-8, you will struggle to come off sugar. You'll constantly get hunger pains, especially if it's, say, in the morning, if you're used to eating in the morning, okay? It can take weeks to adapt to that, especially if, I know a lot of you guys are trying to go keto at the same time. I personally don't believe you have to be keto to get the best from fasting, but hey, it does seem to go hand in hand when it comes to big results. I'm not going to deny that. You will get keto flu, and if you're just trying to go full keto and 16-8, that shit could last weeks, okay? And more often than not, if you haven't built up good habits and you don't have good discipline, then yes, you will more than likely fall off the wagon more than optimal, okay? This 48-hour initial fast can get rid of all that. Yeah, the first 24 hours will be rocky, for sure, okay? It might even suck right up to the 48-hour mark. But you wake up after that and you will feel like a new person, I promise you. All those cravings would have gone. You won't be as hungry. And then when you start your 16-8 window, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier, okay? So an example of how this would be done, and this is exactly how I would do it as well, would start the 48-hour eating window at 1 p.m. on Sunday, not late at night. Why is that? I've personally found if you start a longer fast at around midday, the hardest part is just fasting till bedtime, okay? A lot of people struggle with cravings and eating crappy food or too much at night time. If you start at midday, you're only going to have to do this for one night, which in this example would be Sunday night, okay? Once you're through and you go to sleep and you wake up, the next day you'll feel fine. And by 1 p.m. Monday, you've already done 24 hours, okay? If you have a big meal Sunday night and then start fasting, you're not going to hit that 24-hour mark till late Monday night, okay? That just seems to make it harder. It seems to be harder to do it that way, yeah? Because by the time you want to buckle, you're only coming to the 24-hour mark. If your 24-hour mark was at 1 p.m. on Monday, by the time you get to nighttime and feel like eating, you're so far into it, you don't want to. You don't want to ruin it because you're like, I've come this far. So, you start at 1 p.m. on Sunday, okay? And then you fast right through till 1 p.m. Tuesday. And now you're going to eat, okay? So the 16-8 portion won't actually start till Wednesday. You should have that window figured out by now. So 1 p.m. Tuesday, you're not just going to go stuff your face, okay? It'll rip your stomach apart and you will feel sick. In most cases, okay? Trust me, I've done this to myself. So what you're going to do, is at 1 p.m.-ish. If you have to go later, don't worry about it, it's fine. If you're at work, whatever. You're going to have 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice in a glass of water. How much water you have doesn't really matter, okay? Let's say 250 mils or under is fine. Okay, you don't want to dilute it too much. So, you're going to have that. Why is that? Apple cider vinegar and lemon juice are going to help the lining of your stomach. They're also going to warm up your digestive system. So it's just like a muscle, yeah? You're going to have to warm it up. You can't just go eat a huge meal, otherwise it'll rip your stomach apart. So you're going to have that concoction. An hour later, you're going to have 100 grams of cucumber and 100 grams of avocado. Why is this? Cucumber is low in calorie but high in potassium, and avocado is high in fats and potassium. So we're going to start loading some good electrolytes back in there while keeping the calories low and the fat high. Because obviously you want to burn fat, and if you're really overweight, the last thing you want to do is start loading sugar in now. Because if you start loading sugar when you break this 48-hour fast, you did that fast for nothing. You're going to wake up tomorrow with cravings. Okay? So, after the 48-hour fast, you want to keep sugar to a minimum, including carbohydrates. So you're not going to eat cereal, you're not going to eat fruit. Okay? You're going to eat cucumber and avocado. 2 hours later, you should be fine to start eating normally. Now by eat normally, I don't mean chocolate and biscuits and all that shit. Again, if you do that, you just negated the effects of the 48-hour fast. Okay? No, you're still going to eat clean. Use your initiative. You know what's healthy. Leafy greens, red meat. Okay? That's how you're going to break the fast. And then you're going to stop eating at least 2 hours before bed, guys. Okay? Otherwise it's going to mess with your sleep. And sleep is just as important for weight loss as exercise and diet. And then on Wednesday, you'll start your 16-8 fasting. Okay? And you'll go right through. That is how I would start 16-8. That, in my opinion, is the best way. Now, if you follow fasting protocols, you're probably asking yourself, what can I eat during this 48-hour window? Was there anything to get me through? No, nothing but water. Okay? You're trying to come off sugar. No chewing gum. Okay? No caffeine if you can help it. I know that black coffee is something that is suggested or accepted in the fasted window. No. Unless you're heavily addicted to caffeine, because you'll get headaches and shit, I would try my absolute utmost not to have it, okay? You're trying to cleanse your system before you start 16-8, okay? Why caffeine and shit is an entirely different video. But nothing but water, okay? Now, you will feel like crap, for sure, because your electrolytes are going to get low. So there is a way to keep some sort of energy and feel good during the 48-hour fast, okay? That is, you can get your potassium and your sodium levels from salts, okay? Or you can get it from glucosamine as well. It's a pill, and I think I got some here actually. I do. Glucosamine. Maybe you guys can see that. Yeah. You can get that from chemists. Basically, to feel good, you'll need 4,700 milligrams of potassium, and you'll need 15 to 2,500 milligrams of sodium. Okay? I'm not going to go into why, but those are the main electrolytes that your body needs, and it'll make you feel a lot better if you have those on this 48-hour fast. So again, you can use a pill like glucosamine that says 1,500 milligrams of potassium in it. Okay? But I wouldn't have more than one a day, or it'll rip your stomach to shreds, especially if you're not eating. So you can use that. That's going to give you a big chunk of the potassium. And you can use salt water. Okay? So you can use, for sodium, you're going to use pink salt, Himalayan rock salt. For the potassium, you'll use no salt, low salt, potassium salt, low sodium salt, all those ones will have higher potassium than they will sodium, okay? But you're going to have to work it out, obviously, because I don't know what brand you'll get. Yeah, each brand will have different levels of potassium and sodium, so you're going to have to work out how much you need each day of these electrolytes to feel good during the 48-hour fast, okay? And it will make a difference, so I do suggest you do that. You can get those salts from most supermarkets, okay? They're inexpensive. And if you look on the back, you'll be able to tell per serving how much of the salt you need a day, okay? For instance, the brand I use, I need like 2.5 teaspoons of low salt, and I need half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. And that would give me around this if I was using salt water to get through the fast. If you use the glucosamine tablet, obviously you're going to have to minus the potassium from that, so your salt intake would be less. You're just going to put that in water. Okay, now don't take it all in one shot, it'll make you sick. Okay, you're just going to have to harden up. If you don't like the taste of salt water, harden up. It's only for 48 hours and it's for eternal health and weight loss and confidence. Okay, I'm sure you can sacrifice 48 hours of hardship to have an awesome, confident life and be able to wear a two-piece at the beach, or if you're a guy, be able to finally take that rash guard off. Yeah? Only nerds wear that shit. No one's scared of melanoma. That's what sunblock's for. Rash guards are for fat people who don't want to show their guts in public. So, that is how I would do 16-8. Okay? In regards to the salt water, how much water should you put per salt? I wouldn't put any more than half a teaspoon of solution to a litre. Just trial it out, okay? If you still feel like crap, you can put more. Otherwise, put less if it rips your stomach apart. Just trial with that, okay? If you're big, you're probably not drinking enough water anyway. Just get it in you. Work out that yourself, because I don't know what brand you'll get, okay? Final note. Make sure you break the fast, the 48-hour, how I told you to. Yeah? 2 teaspoons apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and water. Otherwise you'll rip your stomach apart. An hour later, 100 grams of cucumber, 100 grams of avocado. Cool? That's going to up potassium and you're going to get some fats from that avocado. 2 hours later you should be okay to eat normally. Now obviously before you do any exercise or diet regime you should talk to your doctor. In most cases this won't kill you, especially if you're overweight. But for example, if you're a type 1 diabetic, you'll need a doctor to watch over you while you attempt any fasting or time-restricted eating regimes, or any diet for that matter, because you are severely unhealthy and there's a lot of shit that can go wrong when you're a type 1 diabetic. If you're missing organs, then you should probably see your doctor and ask them if it's right for you. Okay? If you have any sort of sickness. Now, in all honesty, a lot of doctors are probably going to tell you that you shouldn't do this anyway, and that you should limit your calories and lose half a pound a week. Well, man, I don't know. That's just bullshit to me. It's mainstream. So, just make sure the doctor you're talking to has an open mind, okay, and that they do have your best interests at heart. Of course, I'd never tell you to go against your doctor, but you're going to have to use some common sense as well, okay? And then if you do get cleared, and you are good to do this, and you've never done a long fast before, use common sense during that 48-hour fast, okay? Don't exercise during it. You're just tempting fate. If you're passing out, dying, get some sugar in you, and go talk to your doctor and ask why. You might have an underlying problem there that you don't know about, okay? But in most circumstances, if you're just overweight and you're trying to lose weight and your health in check, you should be fine. The other thing I would suggest is, if you can, is just make this your 16-8 routine. 48-hour fast from Sunday and then 16-8 for the rest of the week. Okay? You could do that every week and you'll get great results. Especially because I know half of you guys are binging Saturday night, so that 48-hour fast might help put you back into play. Alright? But at least do it at the start of 16-8, or you're going to feel like shit for ages as you try to adapt. It's the quickest way to do it. Okay? I hope that helps. If you have any questions, hit me up through Messenger. I'm more than willing to help, or just comment somewhere below. I don't really care how you do it, okay? Peace!
We're gonna have to go very